Three things you must know about data and working with data if you work in an organization. Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Anjali. I'm the founder of Narrative, the Business of Stories, a story practice based in Singapore. I'm also the author of Strategic Storytelling, a bestseller across multiple platforms. But let's talk about you and data storytelling. Largely, my work is within the corporate space. So last week, I flew to Mumbai to work with a whole lot of people who work with data. And here are the three things I'd like you to know about working with data and what people who work in that field are experiencing, and more importantly, how to navigate it. Number one, there is overwhelming amount of data, and it is so hard to really make sense of it because sometimes one data point contradicts the other data point. What do you do in such a scenario? Let's answer that question. Okay, so in preparation for this work that I just did last week, I spoke to many people, head of data analytics for companies, head of data science for various companies, some McKinsey consultants, and also some healthcare practitioners who specialize in looking at human body data. So I want to start off by telling you what did one of the healthcare practitioners tell me. He said to me that in the past, for one body part, for a CT scan, you could get roughly about 20 slices. So one body part, you could get 20 sort of slices from the CT scan. Today, if you have a patient who has cancer, which you have to scan from head to toe, for one body part, you can have 1,000 slices. That's overwhelming amount of data. And it is really hard for anybody to comprehend. So he says, we're not sitting there analyzing that because no human possibly can. So what do? You scan very quickly and you see something to pop. You then combine that with your expertise. You have an expertise in the space. You combine your intuition, which is built with the experience and expertise you have in that space, and you make a suggestion for the next step with confidence. So here, the human intuition plays a very big role. Their experience plays a very big role to really take what is it exactly, which part of that data is really important for us to look into. Now, Marissa Mayer, who used to be the CEO of Yahoo, says exactly the same thing. She says that I will roll myself into data, but I will never ignore my gut, my intuition, because that informs me what to do next with all this data that I am seeing. So gut and instinct and intuition that has been built over the years by doing work on the ground can never be ignored. You have to combine that with what are the key findings that you're finding in data. Okay, Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, says exactly the same thing. He, in fact, says if there is a contradiction between data and anecdotes that you found in the ground through experiences, then anecdotes are usually right. He says, I will support the anecdotes. Okay, so over and over again, we are looking at the situation and we're realizing that this overwhelming amount of data that is there has to be combined with your gut instinct, your intuition that you have built with experience on the ground. Then only you will be able to make a good data point of view. Now, this also gets reinforced by another author who wrote a book called Small Data, who says that the real insights are found by foot on the ground and going and speaking to people. You can never look at data just on an Excel sheet, collect this data and analyze it on your desktop and hope to be able to understand it. When you look at the data and you go and actually combine it with the on-ground experience, that's where you get the really good insights. So several examples there for you. The key point being, analyze the data, see what's popping, see what's kind of standing out. Take that, combine it with your gut instinct, combine it with your intuition, which is based on several years of practice, several years of experience, and then make a data point of view. Number one, done. Let's move to number two. There is a very big difference between sense making and meaning making. So when you just look at the data and you say that this is what is happening, that is literally sense making. You're making sense of whatever data you are looking at on the screen. Now, your chances of succeeding in an organization are not going to come from sense making. They're going to come from making meaning, which then means that you actually take what you find and you suggest creative ways to achieve business outcomes based on that. What do you think needs to be done so that we can achieve the outcomes that we want? A lot of the people within the data space just want to sense make, and they say that it's well below, it's not in their pay grade to make meaning. Well, if it's not in their pay grade, then they're never going to progress and they'll remain on that pay grade. That's the brutal reality. So sense making to meaning making is a very, very important thing, and we must all try to pivot into that direction. You can't just analyze data and say this is what is happening. You must analyze data and you must combine it with your instincts, your intuition, and then say, because this is happening, I suggest we do this, and this. Okay, that's number two. So let's revise quickly. Number one was that data alone is not enough. You must combine it with your intuition, your on-ground experience, knowledge to be able to make a good data point of view. Number two is there is a difference between sense making and meaning making. Sense making is literally just analyzing. Making meaning is where you're actually suggesting what to do moving forward and finding creative ways to be able to resolve these issues that a business might have. Let's move to number three. It's this ability of someone who looks into data to look at what are the possibilities of why this is happening. So you find something, an anomaly, trend, or pattern, and you say, this is what is happening. Then you don't know why it is happening, but you can list down what could be the possibilities, right? You can list down, these are the possibilities. This could be because the product is not suited to the target market. This could be, maybe we are not placing the product in the right place on the shelves. This could be because the price point is not right. You can list all the possibilities first. After that, your job is to reduce those possibilities to probabilities, because everything is possible. But what is most probable? And the thing about turning the possibilities into probabilities is that you need a lot of collaboration and on-ground experience. If you don't have it, a conversation with someone who has it to be able to turn the possibilities into probabilities. The finalist. First go, you can yourself. So you look at the possibilities and you go, this is highly unlikely. We did not have a change in product placement because product placement was exactly like this 2 months ago and the product did really well. So not possible. So you delete that. The other one could be price point. No, but when I look at the price point, the other product is also at the same price point, but also doing really, really well. So price point. So you can do the first round of turning the possibilities into probabilities yourself. However, for the final round, it's best to become what I read in an article by Tableau, to become a questionologist, to take the possibilities with a shortened version of probabilities and then take it into a cross-functional meeting and say, there are many possibilities with what we are finding. Based on my knowledge, I've turned them into probabilities. Now, based on our discussion, we are going to refine these probabilities down to 2 or 3 and investigate and choose the path to the next step. So you have a discussion, you say, I think this could possibly be one of the reasons. Does it ring a bell to anyone? And people who are sitting there, salespeople, supply chain people, they are all on the ground. They are able to connect it to you and say, yeah, actually, we did have a change like that. It's not your job to give a decision on what to do with data. It's your job, though, to give a direction, if not a decision. So let's do a summary. Number one, you cannot ignore gut instinct. You must combine that with the data findings. Number two, if you are just sense making and not making meaning, your own success within your organization is going to be limited. Number three, it's not your job to give a decision, but it is your job to give it a direction by turning the possibilities into probabilities. Hope that helps. If you'd like more such tips on data storytelling, please hit the bell icon below and subscribe to the channel. Stay storied.